L'engagement, la vitesse, la hauteur. Oh, incroyable!
This is what we come to the FISE for. This energy is found nowhere else in the world. The best crowd, the best energy. Montpellier, the FISE is back.
What's up, FISE family, and welcome to the first live event of this weekend at the 2025 FISE Montpellier. We're getting ready for the first event, and that is the 2025 UCI BMX Freestyle Park Montpellier World Cup Women's Finals. So we're gonna have 12 of the finest riders in the world battling it out here on the riverbanks of the last river. My name is Egon, and I'm being joined today by my good friend, Ryan Williams.
Let's go, stoked to be here.
Okay, Ryan, it's fun having you here again. It's been a while. The last time was FISE 2024, which was an amazing event as well. Like, we had good weather, good riding conditions. How has it felt for you so far?
Oh, it's been amazing. I mean, it's a party. The last year was my first year. I had to come back, you know.
Okay, that's great to hear. Well, there's still a lot to do today. In a minute, we're going to be checking out the park that we'll be riding on, well, what the riders will be riding on, which we will be talking about. Well, one thing that we have to mention this weekend is it's the heat. The heat is one of the strongest opponents this weekend.
Yeah, I mean, I'm from Australia, so I'm kind of used to the heat, but I was out there yesterday, and to be riding and doing a 60-second run, that's a different story than just like sitting in the shade.
Actually, I was talking to one of the other riders the other day, and he said like he actually had a heat stroke after his runs. Yeah,
I think even Laurie Perez, she wasn't feeling too good in practice. I think a lot of guys and girls are getting a heat stroke out there, but hopefully everyone's good today and keeping the hydration up.
Yeah, number one message of today is stay hydrated, apply sunscreen, and let's check out the beautiful Hurricane Parks setup that we have here.
Mate, I was so lucky to get a little ride in yesterday morning before the sun hit, but some of these features are huge. Like, you see those spines, they're no joke. They're a big step down, but I was scared just to jump them. And this box, this wasn't here last year. This is even hard to just clear. I didn't even jump it, but the course is amazing. If you ask me, I think it's better than last year.
Talking about those two spine setups, so people are transferring it in every way possible.
Yeah, they're either transferring from left to right, right to left, whatever worked for them in their run.
So let's take a look at the weather conditions. We get a nice 25 degrees, but quite some humidity. So that might come into play as well for our athletes here in Montpellier.
I feel like that must be today's temperature because it wasn't that good the last few days. So I'm glad the shade's out a little bit. You can see some clouds in the air, but yeah, it's good.
Now for this final, this is going to be the format. So we'll have 2 heats of 6 riders. All the riders will have 2 runs of 60 seconds. And what counts is the best run that you put down on the course.
Yeah, and that's perfect. We always love a best run counts. When they qualified, both runs counted, but now they're in the finals. They only need to get one done.
Montpellier, how you guys feeling today?
It also takes a lot of the pressure off after a qualification.
We've had 4 amazing days of BMX, and we're not done yet.
So as we can see, the people are coming into the FISE festival here. I mean, what a scenery. Just having those river banks for people to sit down and watch all the action unfold.
12 top finalists out here. One of these women will be crowned Montpellier champion.
I mean, if we just look at the lineup of riders, we have 1, 2, 3, 4 national champions, and we have 7 World Championship titles competing.
As you see on the big screen, if you're new to the FISE, you're wondering, well, how does this thing work?
All right, we got the judging criteria. Difficulty, height, flow, originality,
they love
style,
to see new tricks,
progression, variety of tricks,
like to see use of
risk factor,
you gotta
landings, and use of course. Plenty of things to tick the boxes, you know, there's a lot of different things.
Well, it's a matter of ticking the boxes, but also like having it all in one run, combining all of that.
Yeah, it's hard to do them all in the one run.
They got the umbrellas out because it's so hot. The sunbeams scorching the riders.
And don't forget, these girls they've already done a contest to get here to the final. So the cut was pretty brutal. They didn't end up doing a semi-final. They went straight to the final from the qualifiers.
Now let's take a look
There
at
they are,
the
our
judges table.
Judges, Luca, Christy, Axel.
Some of the familiar faces: Luka Kovic from Slovenia,
Kofi.
Christy Hughes from the UK, Axel Jurgens from Argentina, Marcus
head
Wilke
judge,
from
Hank.
Germany, and David Kleeworth
And Marcus Wilke.
from the UK, probably as the head judge of today.
Sitting in the shade, they're on a big tower, looking right over the top of the park to get the best eye view.
But still, the sun is reflecting off the park into that judging booth, so
We're
it's
about to get
probably
into this.
really hot in there as well.
Calling on the live stream are our good friends.
And still, people are coming in.
Ian, and probably one of the most popular people out here at the
Now,
feast.
I
We're
wonder
gonna see him on
how
that
the crowd
screen
and riders
in a
are
second.
feeling
Walked away
right
with
now.
the win at Best Trick here in Park. Take a look at the big screen. See what we got.
Let's go. How's it going, Montpellier? How we feeling? Sounds pretty good to me. I hope you're all staying in the shade. Let's go.
Ryan Williams, this is your second year out of the feast. First off, welcome back. Congratulations on the new addition to the family that you brought out here. I want to know what it's like to actually compete at the feast. When you're dealing with the crowd, with the energy, what's that like?
The energy is incredible. I feel like they're the most involved crowd. I didn't know what to expect the last time I came last year. I entered Best Trick. I'm like, I'll see what I can do. And the crowd was going nuts. I was like, I have to do something incredible. Obviously, ended up in the river. I don't know if I'll do that again, but I'm definitely going to go for my best trick again.
I'm glad to hear that a lot of people are really excited. You want to let us in on any secrets you might have planned for Best Trick, or you want to keep it a secret?
I want to do the spine Best Trick tonight, but I'm hoping I can make it till 11 p.m. I'm obviously a father now, so it's hard to make it there, but maybe an energy drink or two, and I'll be there sending it. But I can't jump out of the skate park, Catfish, but I'm going to give it my best shot to try to think of something that's a world first and get it done for Montpellier.
Well, we're really excited to have you here. Welcome back. You guys can check out Ryan Williams on the live stream. How about a round of applause for Ryan Williams?
Let's go, Montpellier!
All right, let's get into it. Montpellier, let's meet our riders!
So as you can hear, the riders and the crowd are ready.
Oh, that was nerve-wracking for me.
All right.
I'm good at doing the live, and now we're getting into it. I'm excited to see these riders.
All right, starting with your number one qualifier, Ozawa Miharu!
Obviously, our top qualifier.
The FISE World Champion, second spot in
Representing
Shanghai.
China, Zhou Shuhui!
Incredible riding by all these girls.
Currently 19th spot in UCI
Representing
ranking.
Team USA, Hannah Roberts!
One of my personal favorites out on the field today. Rides her bike incredibly.
Number one ranked female BMX rider in China, Sun Zibei!
Winner of the last World Cup in Shanghai.
BMX rider in Australia, Natalia Deem.
I'm a little biased, but I'm excited to see Natalia.
Representing Team China, Xia Huang Yao. Representing Team USA, former world champion, Paris Benegas.
The silver medalist from Paris, it's Paris.
2024 Olympic gold medalist, Deng Yawen from China.
That's our Olympic gold medalist.
Half of the dynamic duo representing Team Colombia, Queen Saray Vileja Serna. The number one female BMX rider representing Germany, Kim Leah Müller.
National champion of Germany.
Representing Team China, Zhou Yuhui. And rounding out our top 12, representing Colombia, rwillymail.
The winner of the Montpellier 2022, rwillymail.
This is a heavy final.
So let's have another look at that start list. 12 of the best riders that the world has to offer in this final of UCI BMX Freestyle World Cup. The first stop here in Montpellier, France.
Stoked to see one Australian in there, but then other than that, dominated kind of by the Chinese and the United States, but Colombia as well. 2 riders in the finals.
But just look at that presence of Team China. 5 riders in this final.
Incredible. Especially coming from not really having much BMX in the country until, I mean, maybe the past 10 years, probably.
I think it started like a bit pre-COVID. I remember a contest back in Belgium in 2017 where they had the first, let's say, first wave of Chinese female riders. But I mean, they have grown massively over the course of a couple of years, thanks to, let's say, team coaches such as Rob Darden, such as Daniel Ders right now, and a lot of professional athletes who are turning into a coach in, let's say, the more Chinese regional teams, such as Coyote Bisco from Brazil, I know Marin Rantesh from Croatia. He's also a regional coach, as far as I know.
Yep.
Same thing for Jack Clark from the UK. He's been going to China for a couple of times as well now. So
there you go. And I just feel like there's a lot more youth in China getting on the BMX bike, and I see them posting on Instagram, and I'm just so impressed by the level of skill.
All right, we're getting in position. Check out the backdrop.
Actually, just
Not
last
a bad
week,
time to be hanging out in the
the whole
south of
Chinese
France.
team went to the Pannonian Challenge, where
And
they actually took the win with.
Let's go, Montpellier. Representing
let's get back to
Colombia.
stage.
This is rwillymail.
Let's go! 1 minute pour elle. Pour
All right, here we go, dropping in. Starting off with that 360. Unfortunately, Case never can carry the speed. Oh. You can see she cased the spine, which in turn made her case on the box. Fast spin there. She can gather the speed back. That's the best thing about this park. You can actually get the speed back quite easily. I was trying to do it in practice, but definitely easier said than done. But I feel like she's back in her groove now. 360 up the step up. Halfway through the run. I believe that was a tie grab. Oh, she almost come off. She cased again, but coming off the tie grab, she maybe didn't have her hand on properly. It kind of makes it a little bit more sketchy, as you could say, when she lands. There's a tail there, massive. Rolling in. X up. Maybe time for one more. If her wheels come off the ground, up the step up, finishing off there. I mean, a full pull. Didn't come off the bike. Obviously had a few mistakes just with the speed, but there's 2 runs, and it's best run counts.
A bit of a safer run here for Listerly. I mean, it's nerve-wracking being the first rider of today in those finals.
Yeah.
But still a pretty good first run by Listerly Villegas, the 2022 FISE Montpellier winner.
All right, we got some replays. There's a 360. You can see there casing the back wheel. Tries to get some pedals in before the box jump. That box jump is huge. I actually cased it as well. It does not feel nice, but gathered back speed, bar spin air. This up the step up, 360. The thing about these ramps, like you think of a skate park and you're like, oh, okay, I could, you look at the skate park, and as you ride up to a box jump, you can see the other side. With the FISE park, the jumps are so big you can't see the landing. So that's the biggest change, and what makes it so hard to get the right speed.
Come back and run number 2 swinging. So the bar has been set. Liz's score.
And we're setting the score with the 54.80 by Listerly Villegas Serna. That's going to be the benchmark score for all the other riders to work with.
All right, we're ready to go with our
Next rider, the number 6 from the Pannonian Challenge in Croatia last week, this Hue Zhao.
So you can see holding umbrellas over the riders because it is hot, hot, hot. And obviously standing in the sun is not ideal. So you'll see most of the riders standing across the side here, getting the umbrella held by their coaches, staying cool before dropping in.
I mean, we've seen all means on deck to cool down the riders.
That's probably the coolest bike, if I'm being honest. Hello Kitty bike. Whoa, Superman C-grab over the box. Straight into a T-bog. Choosing a different line. Over the hip, T-bog. Getting some speed, possibly for the step up here. 360, pushing through to make it up that step up. Transfer, it's over like a hip, and then you go in between the spines, get a quarter air, and then hit that spine into the box again. Let's see what she has. Getting plenty of speed. 360 T-bog.
Yes.
Great extension on the T-bog as well. Taking a similar line as the first part of her run. Flare on the big, I think that's about a 12-foot quarter.
All these ramps are immense, and she just pulls a flare. First rider to do it in this final.
Plenty of X-ups, fist pumping to the crowd. Obviously, putting down your first run, that's the most nerve-wracking run, is the first one. Getting some love from the crowd. I say the first run's the most nerve-wracking, but if you crash your first run, then the second run becomes even more nerve-wracking.
Yeah, because then you have to go all in.
This, the Superman C-grab.
Proper extension on the legs as well.
Exactly, here we go. Yes, play it twice. So good we got to see it 2 times. This 360 up the step up. 3 T-bog. I love the extension. She almost got the bus past 90 on the T-bog. This the flare. Wow, that was so nice. That's not easy to flare a ramp that big because it's so steep, because it's so big, it's easy to pull too far off the ramp. But she did it perfectly.
And we do 76.20. A new bar has been set.
And Ash Catfish mentions the new bar has been set. We have a new highest score, the 76.20 by Zhao Huwei. And now back to Germany, to Kim Lea Müller. Practically half Australian, being coached by Josh Curie.
Yeah, she's always in Aussie. She's got to come ride my ramp. I'll teach you some tricks. She's got the Olympic logo as well on her necklace. Obviously rode the Olympics. 360, landing smooth. Got a pedal in for the backflip. It was like an underflip too.
She was floating.
Bar spin there, at height, overcoping. 360 bus, that is huge. I jumped that yesterday. That is so hard to get clean. Both ramps are exactly the same and they're steep.
She is combining the technical tricks with the big jumps.
She's halfway through the run. Wow, I'm tripping on that truck driver over that street spine is massive. Pump it in for the step up. I think so. There, she's just running out a little bit out of steam, but finish it off. Oh, as I say that, a tail whip there, beautiful, clean.
Quick little can-can, the last seconds of Kim's run. And that's gonna be it for the German national champion.
Wow. I really hope we get a replay of that truck driver. Like, it's one thing to do it over the box jump, but to do it over the street spine, that thing is, I don't know, it's about 1 meter long, maybe bigger than that, and both ramps are nearly vertical.
No, I really want to see that flip again.
Oh.
Just
Bit of like
an
an underflip. Yeah,
yeah.
bit of an underflip. She put a pedal in after the 360 over the spine, and then that allowed her to go so much higher. And lucky she did, because she would have probably cased if she didn't get that pedal in. And this, and not even off the straight ramp, she's off the corner of the ramp as well. So it landed so smooth. I'm so impressed by that truck driver.
The hardest things to do that trick on this course. Her tail whips are dialed.
Tail whip.
Now, Ryan, you just mentioned she landed perfectly. What makes for a good landing?
So I say the coping. If you don't know what the coping is, it's basically the metal pole around the top of the ramp. If you land an inch under that, or just as long as it's below that, that's a perfect landing. You land with enough speed for your next jump, and if you case, then that's obviously going to slow you down.
Oh, yeah. And then you have to pedal again, which is a bit frowned upon, right?
Exactly. If you're not pedaling, that's where the flow aspect, we said flow in the criteria, and if you don't pedal, you get a good score in flow.
Back to Colombia. The number 4 from Paris at the Olympics, Queen Villegas-Serna.
360. Flip bar! Wow, flip bar over the box jump. You could see her sit into the flip, and it made her go a little bit more forward because she didn't quite have enough speed, but sticking it. Oh, jumping that hip. That's that huge box jump I was talking about. It's so hard to get the right speed for.
Now with these weather conditions, she might have the edge as a Colombian with the heat, with the humidity. She keeps on going.
X up to X down, I like that. Showing she can do it both ways. Bar spin X up in the spine, but going down the scary way, I'd like to say. Oh, tail bear. The back foot was slightly back a little bit, but she managed to squeeze it on still. X up air, 10 seconds left. You hear the horn sounds when they have 10 seconds left, so they know they've got a few seconds to get 1 or 2 last tricks in. There you go, nice. So she's doing an X up and then an X down. So the opposite way, I would say, is called the X down, and then you unravel your hands, do it the other way. She might have done oppo to normal, not sure, but she made it look so easy that it could have been either way.
I mean, if we could describe her run, it would be combinations. I mean, we've seen that flip bar, the bar X up, X down. Look at that.
Flip bar, and she pushed through. You can see she used her body to like push through the ramp. You're going to see here, ready? So she'll sit her hips in so that she gets more forward momentum, throws the bar, and you see she just cased, but it didn't slow her down enough, and she kept the run going. 360, up the step up in front of that FISE Montpellier crowd. There's a bar X, and that's on it. That's a scary jump to do it on. The spine step down. It's so big. It's hard to explain. Like, just the spine on this side is your head height. So on the other side, it's almost double head height.
So that's like a 4-meter drop, let's say.
Yeah, yeah. So it's not one you want to crash on for sure. Waiting for the scores.
I mean, this weekend we haven't seen that many crashes so far, except for like what happened in qualification or in warm-up was a collision between 2 riders.
Yeah, just the practice is so hectic. You have so many riders out there all trying to get as much practice as they can. There's the score, 78.8, putting her in 2nd place. But yeah, a lot of we have collisions. Just there's so many people out on the course, you can't see over the jumps. That's the biggest problem.
But this could happen in your own skate park as well, right?
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
Oof. The next one, the gold medal from Paris, the number 1 from Podium Challenge last week. It's Dong Erwen.
I'm excited for these runs. You know, the girls, to get here, they had to do 2 solid runs. So it was not best run counts. It was both runs count. So they couldn't really pull out all their best tricks. So it's exciting to see what they're going to pull out here in the finals. 360 over the box. T-Bog air. You wonder too, because it is only best run counts, maybe you put a solid run down, then you get a great score, you sit there up in the top of the field, and then you can go crazy on the last run, but there you go, flip up the step up. You can see there she really has to push through, because if you ride up the ramp too much, you will case on that step up. Halfway through the run. Bar spin, X up. Oh, wow, she does that so fast. X up lining up, the huge quarter, little table, gaining momentum for the step up, bar spin. few seconds left, will she make it? No, she's gonna finish it up right there. Wow.
If there's one thing we see with Chinese riders, it's the hand of Daniel Dares.
Yeah, right? And if you're at home, like, this is like running full sprint and trying to solve a Rubik's Cube at the same time, because your run doesn't always go how you think it's meant to go. So then you have to kind of make it up while you're riding through, and you're riding at full pace. So it's honestly like sprinting, and then you're making quick decisions while you're sprinting for 60 seconds. So by the time at the end of this run, everyone is buggered. You can't not be, because you've just put 100% effort into these runs. There's that flip perfectly up the step up. You can see her push through, landed super smooth. This is so good. Bar spin, throws the X up. She does it so fast to get that many combos in one air.
3 tricks at once in one jump. They're spraying her with some kind of ice spray, maybe?
Just a quick deodorant spray down. No, it's probably something to cool her down, right?
Everyone wants to cool down with the umbrellas, with ice packs, by any means possible. They just want to cool down.
Look at the focus. I love the focus on the right. She's going through a run in her mind right now. That's the thing, you know, you can close your eyes, you can kind of write your name down if you want to do that at home, you know, you can do that. Well, they can close their eyes and do their runs before they even drop in. And you're going to see Paris absolutely blast this course. I personally thought this was a great course for her because she's great with transfers. She's going to keep her amplitude. She's going to throw pedals in when she does big jumps like that. But other than that, she's going to keep the flow. If Paris is pedaling, it's because she wants to go 3 times higher.
Yeah. But I think she went a bit too fast on the jump box. Like, she almost landed completely too flat.
It's way better to go too fast than too slow.
They just got to send it.
To a certain extent, I will say. Cover my tracks on that one. One hand, one footer, hitting the box jump, bar spin.
Yes, one of the most stylish riders in the field today.
One-hander. Big transfer too. I haven't seen many of the girls hit that transfer till now. Transferring up to the top of the course. Maybe time to get to the box jump. I was going to say she'll have to push through. She didn't have much speed to boost it, but it's going to finish up the run right there. A full pull for Paris.
Combining all the classic tricks with speed, style, and burliness.
So she jumped I'm hoping we get a replay, but she jumped the biggest box on the park. I think it might be the 2nd biggest jump anyone does, but we haven't seen the biggest jump yet. I won't spoil that for you, but this box jump is huge.
Look at the landing, like how low she lands, because she was going so fast.
So either she had, like maybe she had too much speed, or maybe she just didn't pull up quite as much off the lip. So if you pull back when you hit the ramp, you can shorten the length that you jump, but you go higher. And I'm sure that's what Paris is all about.
It's all about converting that speed into height.
Exactly. And she does it so well. She's probably critiquing herself. That was an amazing run. First run down. We've got another one to go later. Score 63. Not too bad.
Back on the bike. Keep those legs moving. Keep those muscles warm.
Run it one more time. Best run counts.
Back to the top.
Back to our 12th qualifier. Qualifications, literally, Villega Serna. She knows how to win. She won in 22. Come on, Colombia.
So if you think about it, there wasn't actually that long between runs of these girls, so they really need to get their breath back between like their runs. While the other people ride, they're sitting there, they're recuperating so that they can go out there and put on a show. Once again for 60 seconds, here we go. 40 seconds left in her run. She's done plenty of, I think she upped her first box jump trick, so already improving from the last one. 360 the step up. This is a technical hit. Oh, I think she added to that as well. So she's adding everywhere in this run, and that's, she knows she needs to do that. She knows what she got on her first run, so she knows if she does better, the only way the score can go is up, tail whip air.
The tail whip, the trick where you sling the back end of the bike around the handlebars. A very complex trick. High risk, high reward.
I think she's going to be happy with that one. Throwing the heart to Montpellier. Score to beat, 81.2. I feel like she definitely upped her run from the first one. I'm going to see the replay here. What was that box jump? So it's a tire grab to a can. So that's where you throw your foot over the frame.
That's what the judges want to see.
360, up the step up, landing perfect.
The more tricks,
Tire grab, and almost got the X up, but oh, that's why they're showing the replay. You can see she slipped her foot just slightly, but didn't put it down. You can see there she didn't even catch her pedal. She just squeezed her feet together so that it'd land on her crank arms, and that allowed her to roll away from that tail whip.
So slipping a pedal, can that cost you points?
Yeah, it definitely costs you points. I'm sure it's different for if you dab, if your foot actually hits the ground, it's a worse deduction. But just slipping the foot, I know it obviously is a deduction, just not as much. And obviously you keep the speed. If you don't dab your foot, you keep the speed and you can continue your run. But the overall look of that is not good on the judges. But the full pull, it's much better to get a full pull, get through the run, than to come off. So
I mean, that's all we wish for all these riders, to finish both their runs in a safe and sound way.
That's one thing I love about action sports. It's like we go out there and everyone just wants everyone to do their best, and then whoever does the best on the day is who gets the gold, the silver, and the bronze.
And the UCI points. 200 points at stake. No, wait. Yeah, 200?
Yeah. Don't question me, mate. I'm not the UCI expert, but I'm excited to see this Hello Kitty bike do some stunts over this box. Let's see if she's going to switch it up. Doing it again perfectly. Superman seat grab. Perfect song. It's a perfect song for the run too. There's that flare. Oh my gosh, I was going to say she pulled a little slower. And that's the thing, on the big ramp, you have to still kind of pull, but like you don't pull as hard, so it's hard to get like the in-between. Maybe she's going to line it up maybe again. Yeah, she is. She wants redemption, and there it is. You can see there she pulled slightly harder. She kind of learned from her first mistake in the run, so she could regain composure and land it the second time. The coolest bike, I would say, so far on the course. Hello Kitty 360 T-Bog. T-Bog. So I think she's going to take her first run score, but it was good to see her get redemption on that flare.
So I was just mistaken just there about the UCI points. So for a C1 contest, which is a different category, that earns you 200 points if you win. Now, a World Cup such as today earns you 1,000 points for the UCI rankings.
I'm glad you cleared that up. That's a lot more points. This Superman C grab, love to see it. That's like that's an old school, very traditional trick. Everyone loves it. Everyone kind of knows it. That's like I feel like you say a Superman seat grab, or at least a Superman to someone just down the street, and I think they can kind of picture what a Superman is. There, this flare, that's the one she pulled off and rode away clean. 360 T-Bog.
And I love it, as she pulls the bars to that T-Bog, like it shifts the bike.
Yeah, like
a bit off axis, which makes it look more complex and cooler.
Yeah, it's like a style. That's just another critique by the judges. It's the style, and doing it with style, obviously, more points. Sitting in third place, she will take her first run score.
And we are ready. Run number 2.
Still 4 more riders for this heat. Starting with that current leader. Doing it for Germany and Monster Energy, it's Kim Lea Müller.
Now, she did a crazy run to start off with, 360, but she cased, so she couldn't do the flip there. But she's going to keep it going. It's so hard when you stop up the start of your run to recuperate and convince yourself to just end it still. Oh my gosh, that is the craziest 360.
It's not holding her back.
So she did truck driver on her first run, so you can almost tell that she's going to put on a show for the crowd, but she knows that by this time, unless a miracle happens and she could pull out something, maybe a world's first or something really spectacular, she's not going to beat her first run score. But I feel like she's still going to put on a great show here for Montpellier.
We still have 50 more seconds.
I know I can't count her out, but oh, tailwhip there. She's going to take that first run, but she can't be not stoked with sitting in first place with that first run. She obviously wanted to up it, but you'll see in the replay, she 360s the spine, and the difference between landing perfect and landing on the top of the ramp is an inch. It's not even, I mean, it can be, technically it can be 1 centimeter.
But still, like, landing it perfectly, those are the marginal gains.
Exactly, and you can see she cased on the 360, and then she didn't get the pedal in, and obviously, because when you case, when you land on with your back wheel on the top of the ramp, it shifts your body position into something that's maybe uncomfortable, and it doesn't allow you to pedal. You actually might fall off if you pedal in an uncomfortable position. So we'll hopefully see it in this replay. So 360, watch her back wheel.
Yeah.
Cases the top, then she couldn't get a full pedal in because her body went maybe to the side. She just wasn't comfortable on the bike, so she couldn't get the pedal in, but she chose to do the 360 over here. Maybe in her mind, she thought, well, I didn't get my first part of my run, so why am I going to risk doing probably the hardest trick we've seen so far, the truck driver over that street spine.
You don't want to push yourself, potentially getting injured.
Getting the thumbs up from Josh.
The Aussie coach. That's right, taking the first run. 81.2, that's a brilliant score to be hanging out with. 49.2 on that last run.
That's what it's all about, the best run that counts. #1 in the UCI rankings right now. The Colombian Queen Saray de la Gacerna.
Truck driver also casing slightly, but you can see she pushed through. So she did the flip bar on the first run, but didn't manage to get it there. But that doesn't matter, she can make up for it very easily in the rest of her run. Table there. Transferring over the hip of the box. So not hitting it straight, hitting it on a slight angle. It's about a 30-degree angle. But it's still difficult to land perfectly because the ramp's so steep. Halfway through a run.
Getting that big spine, bar spin back into the park.
Tailwhip there. Full revolution, 360 degrees with the bike frame while the handlebars stay still. 10 seconds left. Good speed for the step up, X up. So again, it was kind of like Kim's run. You could see that she cased the 360 just slightly, managed to have enough speed to still flip the box, but in her first run, she flip barred. So when it came to the rest of her run, I could almost see that she kind of pulled back a little bit. So you see here, back wheel, casing the top, and that is so easy to do because the ramps are so steep. And you're trying to land at the top of the ramp because that's what gets you the speed for the box jump.
It's about that speed. It's also being comfortable setting up for the next jump as well.
Yeah, exactly. Because if you're in the wrong position and you're hitting the ramp, you can't do the trick like you normally would. Full revolution of the frame.
Catching the bike again with the front foot.
You can see the park here. You can see kind of the size. You see the little man standing, or woman, it could be a man or woman, sorry, but standing next to that spine. It was about double their height.
What's still the score to beat? It's going to be the one from Kim.
78.8, so she's going to take her first run score. You can see there, she did miss a few tricks, so she obviously did the flip bar in her first run, and that's given her that 0.8 score above her second.
Riding for Team China. This is
Flip tuck.
Back to the Chinese powerhouses, starting with Dong Yawen.
There's Dares in the background.
She knows how to win in France. Can she do it again in Montpellier?
X up to start it off. Double bar, 360 double bar spin on the box. Already doing better than her first run. And speed for that big quarter, a big X up at height. Hitting step up, backflip, perfectly again. Cruising through this run. She's only just reaching halfway now. You can see her transfer up to get speed for this box. Bar spin, bar spin, bar spin!
Triple bar spin.
Wow, I feel like she did that quicker than, she obviously had to do it quicker to get that bar spin instead of the X up, so she switched it from the X up to the bar spin and out of that trick, and obviously everywhere here she's been bettering her score, and I'm sure that's going to show when the judges just do a trick. Quick, Barry, oh, loves it. Yeah, she'll be stoked with that.
But still, what a feat. The triple bar spin.
And she started off, I think she just, her first run, she 360'd the box, and this time around she did 360 bar spin to bar spin.
Throwing some very, very big tricks down.
Throwing the bars, catching them, throwing them again, catching
X
them.
up. So first run she did a 360. Second run, here she is, 360, bar spin, just getting the right hand on. You can see her adjust her hands, flip, up the step up.
Like, it looked like she didn't even catch him, like she just pushed it into the second one.
Yeah, right, and her right hand was kind of fumbling around, and that's just because she wanted to get it back into a more comfortable position to land. And this bar spin, bar spin, bar spin. Whoa, their right hand again on the triple. You can watch slowly. So you're gonna see, watch her right hand on the last bar spin. 2, 3. You see that her hand is almost still open as she lands on the ground. Loving it. Giving it up for the Montpellier crowd.
Will that be enough? I can tell you right now that triple bar.
My humble opinion, she might beat Kim's score with that one.
There's in the background. I'm sure he's a happy coach right now.
This year to Shanghai. We'll see you all there in October. You guys have never been to China, go. It's my favorite
Catfish
place.
mentions the next World Cup, that will be in Shanghai at the next stop of the FISE World Series.
With bated breath next to her boyfriend.
So the judges are deliberating on the score right now. Obviously, it's live scoring, which makes me happy I'm doing commentary and not judging.
And Danielle Wynn jumps up a notch, 82.20. We've got a new leader.
82.2.
Jumping over Kim Lea Miller, it's Dong Yawen.
By 1 point. Beats her by 1 point. So there it is, to add those 2 bar spins to the 360, to add the bar spin at the end of the double bar instead of the X up, got her there.
Now let's get back to the most stylish rider up here. Olympic silver, Paris Benegas.
She just did the transfer from right to left on the spine step down. You can see her transferring up. That step down is scary. I did that in practice. It's no joke. There she is over the top. Landing smooth.
Perfect speed.
No. Oh my gosh. So she tried to do the pocket air and case the back wheel, but she's back flying through the air. We nearly jumped out of our seats just then, because to case on a ramp that's 12 foot tall is not good, but she managed to pull it off, because that's just her bike control. She has so much bike control that
she just muscles through.
Exactly. She can get in a hairy moment like that, and then now she's back, flying through the course. One hand, table, transfer. Hand over the hip. X up, transferring up there, across. Oh, and I thought she went across. It was the camera angle tricked me. Time for one more.
At the start of her run, I think she's the only girl that has jumped the spine channel so far.
Yeah, and it's even just jumping the spine, you can tell how difficult it is. You have some of the riders actually casing, just jumping the spine straight. So she's transferring, I think it's at least over 2 meters from right to left. And then that's just at the start of her run. You can hopefully see it. No, we're not going to get it here, but that's all right. This step down, X up. And then she's landing perfect because she needs it.
Are we going to see the pocket air where she almost crashed, but luckily that didn't happen.
We've skipped past it, but that's all right. There's this bar spin. Look, she does it really cool. Because her seat's high enough, she pinches with her knees, and she can fully throw the bar spin. She fully lets go, whereas some people bus driver, and that's where you kind of hang on to the bar for quite a while.
Tire grab to Axel. Oh, she wants to do a tire slide on the pocket.
I don't know. Maybe she's claiming that. Maybe I think Catfish might be claiming that for her.
Yeah.
Catfish is American, so whatever he can put out there, plant the seed, you know, for the USA riders, he will. I've actually noticed it, which is fair play. Wait till Natalia goes. I'll probably do the same thing. Oh, she laughed at that score. As you can see, she cased on the transfer. As soon as you do something that kind of can give you a deduction, then it's hard to get it back.
So we have a long season ahead of us, a lot of contests.
Voilà qui conclut cette première poule de 6 riders. On va voir la deuxième poule. Maintenant, 6 nouvelles riders qui vont se présenter à vous. Elles aussi vont avoir 2 runs. On conservera pour elles aussi.
And welcome back to the FISE World Series. It's the first stop of the UCI BMX Freestyle World Cup here in Montpellier on the riverbanks of the last river. Ryan, we actually just wrapped up the first heat of riders.
Yep, so we're on to the second heat. So these ladies qualified ahead of the last group. And yeah, that's why they get to go after.
Now let's have a look at the highlights of the first heat.
Time to get to work and we be rocking hard. Game, set, match like a superstar. Taking over, yeah, we're taking full control. Make our own rules, we phenomenal. Blink and you might miss it, that's a touchdown. Knock it out the park, we too tough now. We ain't rolling over, but we're rolling. We ain't never stopping, but we're holding. And my game be flawless, hot like a Danis. We be playing only winners, never misses like, yeah. Super, 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 yeah, we're supercharged. We be on another level, touching stars. Hit 'em, hit 'em, hit 'em, yeah, we hit 'em hard. Winning every day, battle scars. But my game be flawless, hot like a Danis. We be shooting them winners, never misses like. Super, 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 yeah, we're supercharged.
Switch.
Flawless, 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 flawless. Yeah, 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 flawless. Okay. And my game be flawless, just like a goddess. We be hitting home runs, never misses like. Flawless, 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 flawless. Yeah, 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 flawless. Okay. And my game be flawless, just like a goddess. We be hitting home runs, never misses like. Flawless, 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 flawless. Yeah, 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 flawless. Okay. And my game be flawless, just like a goddess. We be hitting home runs, never misses like.
To the FISE World Series.
Flawless, 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 flawless.
Weekend, which is the UCI BMX Freestyle Park World Cup Women Finals. We actually just wrapped up our first heat of 6 riders with the current leader of the pack, Dong Yawen, the Olympic gold medalist.
So we had the what's it, the first 6 ladies, and they threw down, and obviously the next 6, they get the advantage of seeing the runs before they go, and they can kind of make their mind up. Oh, do I need to do this in my run? Do I need to? Or can I kind of take a chill run just to get in the lead? Some of the girls have that ability, so that's the advantage they get by qualifying ahead of the last 6.
The importance of a good qualifying or a good semi-finals. We didn't have a semi-final this year for the Women's World Cup. We only had, I think, 30 riders. So let's see. So Dong Yawen in the lead right now. So people are still coming in here at the FISE World Series in Montpellier.
packing the rafters for this women's final. You can see them there. Look at them all on the bank. It's a very famous concrete bank, this one. It's actually, I think someone said they build chairs just to sit on the concrete bank there. I thought it'd be a great idea.
I've seen some people like with their own, let's say, constructions, let's say.
Yeah. Right, the first of our last 6 ladies.
And she's a new kid on the block, ranked number 111 in UCI rankings. But she's making a move for herself with the 5th place at the Podium Challenge in Croatia. 5th place at the National Championships in China. It's Huang Yaojia.
And I was going to say, and qualifying 6th.
Oh, no.
Oh, wow, I was saying she's going to start off, she did the massive Superman on that step down spine, and then 360 tail, I believe. Maybe her feet just didn't land on the pedals quite as well as she hoped.
That was high risk, high reward on that first trick combination. But it's not going to be a throwaway run. She keeps on going. She might, once you test some of the lines.
Yeah, and if you do the rest of your run, you kind of get an idea, okay, this is what the judges think. But if I didn't crash, obviously it would be a much better score, but you can kind of feel what the judges think of the rest of your run. Whoa! Copying Anthony Jean-Jean.
Yeah, with
that
the
one.
Superman C-grab, kicking the legs, and then we call it an Indian.
That's it. Oh, I really wish we got to see the full run. She was obviously starting big. I'm not sure exactly what happened. Hopefully we get a replay. We can see where her feet landed. I believe her feet maybe missed the pedals. That's usually what happens when you're doing a tail whip, and if the bike doesn't come in right, it's really hard to get your feet in the right place. Here we go. Superman on the spine step down. Feet are good.
All going well.
Upper crank, 360 tail whip. Maybe the pedals are a little bit turned. No, you can see there. Oh, she missed her hand, but you could also see her feet were clamped together. Not really on the pedals, but that wasn't the problem. She can land. You can land with your feet just on the crank arm, but her right hand just came off. This is a different part of the run. Throwing an X up. But the best part is, she's got another run to go. The super indie air. Whoa, with the foot on the frame.
It's a unique kind of style. Let's see what the judge will have to say about that. Okay, so that's a 32.30, probably due to the crash that she had, but she got up again. She kept the run going.
She can come back and land that in her second run. But here, Natalia Deem, let's go, from Australia.
Aussie.
Oi, 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 bronze medalist at the Olympics. She's been training hard. Make sure you check out her Instagram. She's always uploading transfer, T-bog, transferring across like 2 meters. Now heading into the box line. 360 the box. Cranking the brakes for this flip.
Yes.
Yes. Tuck no hander at height. She got a few pedals in to get back over the coping there. That's good. Now heading in, maybe for the big quarter. Whoa, blasted a nice table there. Some style points. Backflip up the step up. Oh my gosh, I was going to say she was cutting it thin. That was so smooth. Tail whip transfer. Foot plant, turn around. Gathering speed, 15 seconds left. Tie grab, transfer up maybe. A lot of the girls choosing that line to get straight into this. Oh, she might do this. The alley-oop! I just knew she was going for that as soon as she turned down. What's she worried about? Oh, her wheel. She's going to quickly fix her wheel. But wow, that whole run was going so well. And then just the alley-oop. You have to pull a little bit extra. And because it's at the end of her run, maybe she had a little bit less steam. You know, she does it all the time.
She's been working on it the last couple of weeks on that alley-oop flare.
But to do it at the end of a 60-second run after you've just done all these tricks, your body starts to fatigue and you don't realize, like, oh, you go, I'm going to pull this hard, and it turns out that it doesn't be enough. You maybe pull, you think it's 100%, but it's actually 80%. But here, 360 over the box. Started off with a tuck no-hander on the spine, step down, and then squeeze the brakes for this flare. Tie grab, I missed that.
That was a flare tie grab.
I'm so sorry, Natalia. She's going to watch this back and she's going to probably punch me for not seeing that.
I think she did that at Red Bull Feature just a month ago in Manchester.
She was the first person, she could be the first person in the world.
That was a world's first.
Not even just for women. She could be the first person in the world to do that tie grab. And this, we were all freaking out because you could see she was so close to casing really bad.
Just a little case, just a little tire bonk, and yeah.
She was, about 10 degrees off landing that alley-oop flare. One of the only girls to do that as well, so.
But it looks like it buckled her wheel, so I hope she has a spare wheel.
Oh, you know, Team Australia, they've got a wheel fix probably already in the back, but settling with that 60.70, and she did crash as well, so you kind of get an idea. If she didn't crash, that was going to be a huge score.
Sun Sibei, national champion of China, winner of Shanghai in October last year, and the FISE world champion of Abu Dhabi.
Natalia's going to beat me up for not seeing that tire grab. I'm sorry. Anyway, we're on. Truck driver on the step down spine. Straight into another truck driver. Back to back.
Quick little can-can.
Throwing the leg over the frame. Tuck no hand to the hip. Speed for this flare. Wow, I love that transfer. Like to go straight into the flare at height. Flip up the step up. Wow, you can tell why she's qualified so high. Bar spin over that gap is like so hard to get right. You see a few late. Whoa! So that's like a no-hander, but you don't tuck the bars into your lap. You just throw it back, pinch the seat, and hope for the best. All right, lining up. Something. You can see this transfer, so they transfer up so they can get back to the box jump or somewhere else. Oh, 360 transfer. I haven't seen anyone do that today. X up air, maybe time for one more. Another suicide. So the suicide no-hander, it's not like a regular no-hander. Regular no-hander, you tuck the bars into your lap so they can't move. They can't move side to side. But a suicide no-hander, you leave the bars completely out in the open. You pinch your seat with your knees, and you just hope that the bars don't move around. Wow, what an incredible run.
And that was only her first run.
Yeah, it makes you excited for the next one. You're like, wow. But then again, do you like some of these ladies, do they just try to go all out and just do their best run straight away, which is, personally, that's what I would do, because then I get 2 chances to do my best run.
I mean, just look at this heat of riders. 3 national champions, a world champion.
This flare overcoping, so that's above the top of the ramp, and that ramp is already so big. Perfect backflip up to step up. A lot of big flip tricks in this. You can see, look, the body position's really good on that. She like looks through, and that allows the momentum to carry forward. The suicide, no-hander.
Totally in control of her bike.
It's more, a lot of people in the street do that. Like street riders kind of do some sui no-handers, but they see this in the park twice in one run. I'm loving it.
Paying a homage to Ryan Nyquist.
Ah, yeah, right? Bring it back.
Bring back higher seat posts.
I was thinking you should have like a button that just makes your seat go up, and then you could like a mountain bike. Oh, 93.1! That's not just like a 1-point jump, that's 11-point jump. Almost an 11-point jump.
Is Sun Sibei gonna win World Cups back-to-back?
The most dominant force in
All right, Hannah Roberts from the USA.
Six-time World Championship winner of the World Cup in 22 and 23. It's Hannah Roberts from Jacksonville, North Carolina.
Don't blink. She's dropping in. Starting off. X up on that spine. What she got on the box? Flip bar spin. Perfect. Tower pair. From this angle, she kind of, it looked like she maybe landed a little bit low, but gathered all the speed back. You see there, she didn't just do the hip, she transferred all the way into the takeoff of the box. So going that extra mile. Truck driver up the step up. This step down is so difficult to jump perfectly. But there you go, she lands smooth with speed. Oh, she kind of jumped the hip a little high, so she didn't keep the speed, but that doesn't matter. She got it back for this transfer. Oh,
Yes.
that was the transfer I was talking about. That's the biggest jump in the park. I would say the hardest obstacle to clear. It's hard really to explain how big that is. Bar spin transfer. Oh, I was going to say she kind of went too far forward. Came in a little nose heavy. Flare, nice, gets it. Gonna finish with that flare, so full pull. She's happy with it. It's the nerves, that first run, you know, you got to get through that first run and then she can come back in the second one and step it up, but it's good to just get that score on the board. She had a lot of big tricks. She had the big transfer. She did a flare, flip bar spin. I'm excited to see this replay. So, X up. Not going to end up on the X up police with that one. Bar spin, and you're going to see, let's see how far. No, she lands not too bad. Obviously had to sit it out, but keeps the run going. Truck driver on the step up. Now this transfer, tuck no hander. So that was a tuck no hander. You can see she landed really good for that. And then she did this. It's so blind. Oh, you can tell she wanted something else, but maybe she knew she was only just making it. I think she wanted a little bit extra on that, like maybe a trick, this flare.
It could be promising for the second run.
Yeah, I mean, it's good. It's good to get, sometimes it's great to get a score on the board for the judges. You see where you land, and then you know, I'm going to add 3 more tricks to this next run, and I'm going to end up here. So we'll see how we go on this score. 87.60.
Thumbs up.
I think she's going to like that because she knows she can do better. So the fact she knows that and she can come back in the second run and get something better done, she's sitting pretty.
With our next rider, representing Team China, this is
Number 5 from World Championships. And the silver medal from the Podium Challenge.
Zhao Zhu, she qualified second. And that's in front of all the ladies that you've just seen, so that is not easy to do. So I'm excited to see what she can get done when she only needs one good best run. Oh yeah, I love the gloves. She's wearing our Willy Leg gloves. She's wearing our Willy Leg gloves. Let's go. Turn down. 360 bar spin, no! Oh, no.
Hit her head.
Oh. Yeah, that was a heavy slam. She's like, her hands came off as she landed the 360 bar spin.
We immediately have a medic on
I really
site.
hope she's all right. It was a heavy slam. She kind of fell to the side, so she grabbed her hip, but you never know. Like sometimes it hurts as much on the inside as it does the outside, you know. Especially when you're here in the finals at FISE Montpellier, the World Series 2025. We'll see maybe in the replay what exactly went wrong. I'm really hoping she can get up for a second run, but that was a pretty heavy slam. Oh, she's got the Willy Land gloves on. I feel so sorry for her, man. Thanks for wearing those gloves. Fist, shout out to Fist for making some pretty cool gloves. She's up and she's moving. She's grabbing her right hip. Her bars maybe are not straight. I'm gonna have to give her a fist pump when I see her for those gloves. All right, now we got our top qualifier.
Ozawa, familiar name in the BMX community. Both her and her brother have been making moves, but she is our #1 qualifier.
I just heard Catfish say she's 15 years old. 15 or 16 years old. Catfish got it wrong, don't blame me. 360 bar spin. Bar spin backward! Bar spin backward, bar spin X up. X up over the hip, wow. Blasting that quarter. She's gonna do the big box, X up. Suicide no-hander.
Miharu Ozawa coming in hard here in Montpellier.
Can over that technical gap. Lining up. The box jump again. Pedaling, pedaling, pedaling. 360 tail whip.
Yes! Sticks it.
Bosman in, yes! She lands something so good and you think, okay, now she's going to set up like to get speed, but she's throwing tricks in her setup airs. Bosman over the hip. Tabletop, love to see that. Wow.
Miharu Ozawa, she ate and she left no crumbs.
Wow. There was so much to unpack in that run. She hit the big box. Not many girls hitting that big box, and she threw an X up over it. Flip, Bosman as well. Bosman, backflip.
That's straight into
Bosman X up.
Constant action.
Whoa, let's go. She's fully blind. You do the backflip. You kind of just stare. You pull for the backflip. You hope you've done it right. And you just stare at your bar spins and just do them. You know, I've never done a backflip bar spin. So I'm gonna take a letter in a game of bike for that. And I probably will take the letter for the suicide as well.
And how confident she looks. Look at her posture. Like, she's doing it with all, like, she's going all in.
360 tail whip, pinching the feet because she's casing, but it doesn't matter. If you get the trick right, even if you're hanging up that back wheel, if you know what's going to happen, you can still pull it off straight into the bar spin air. It's crazy because she feels the case, you know, it throws you forward, and then the fact that she didn't even care, she just went, I'm still doing this bar spin.
And only 16 years old.
16 years old.
That is a very high score.
I was just riding my scooter at the skate park. I think I had a BMX at the time, but to be 16 years old, here at the World Series, waiting for a score. I don't want to say anything before it comes in, so we'll see. It's a battle. I think this might be a battle for first and second, if I say so myself. Score to beat 93.1, 89.84, and that's the thing you see. She did case, and the judges, they're smarter than us. You know, they're watching it. They're saying, if you case, like, it's good that you landed, but that's still a deduction in your score.
But I think she has something else in her pocket.
She does? Do you know something?
No, but I have a hunch.
I reckon all the girls have something in their back pocket. They've all got something that they can pull out.
All right, let's do it. Representing Team China.
China. Xiao Wangzhao. Let's go. I'm going to leave the pronunciations to you and Catfish. I'll call the tricks. Let's go, Superman. I want to see her get this. Let's go. 360 tail whip. She lands it. Keep going. That's it. Keep the run going. I love this. I want to see the rest of this run.
That's where it went Ari in that first run, but she's back on the bike. She nailed it.
Hey, 1-footer air. There's something else I call that one, but I won't say it. There it is, Superman. All right, X up, that technical transfer. That jump's so hard because it's a bowl you're landing in, so it changes wherever you land. Oh, she cased the step down, but she still does a Superman. She loves her Superman, so she hung up. Oh! She hung up on the step down, but still managed to get the Superman, and then did that Superman indie air. Superman seat grab indie air. Tuck no hand up. One for the tail whip. Oh, I was going to say that one got like a bit like Superman. She's going to be happy. She's going to better her score. Obviously, she fell over on her first run. So to stick this run, get through it, wheels down, she should be very proud of herself.
I mean, she should be. I mean, currently with the rank, like she's the lowest ranked rider in UCI standings, and she's competing in a finals of a World Cup.
It just shows the progression. So here's Superman. And then there's the 360 tail whip.
That's
a lot of girls doing this 360 tail, but casing, it's so hard. You almost have to push through, but when you 3-whip, when you take off the lip, it's much easier to ride off the lip, and then you can really flick the whip. Yep, that's
The one-footer air, and I know what you were talking about, the other name for it.
My pet does it sometimes, but RIP to my dog Drift, but that's all right, let's go. Keep the run going. She's doing this Superman, so she did case, you didn't see it in the replay, she did hang up the back wheel on the step down, and then obviously again, and then there's, I think she missed maybe her right foot.
Yeah.
But hey,
I think she dapped the ground just a bit.
it's okay. It's better than falling over, and she fell off in her first run, but she came back and she sent it in the second, and she's definitely going to better her score. We'll just see where it puts her.
I mean, I think we can say it for the viewers at home. The one-footer air, we call it a dog piss air.
Yeah, dog wee air.
Dog wee air.
But hey, when it's on 3 foot over the lip of a 12-foot quarter,
It's impressive.
exactly.
My dog can't do that.
All right, Natalia, we're back. She did such a good first run. I will not miss any trick in this run. I promise you, Natalia. Let's get it. All right, transfer T-Bog. Started off similar to the first run. Tuck no hand to the step down spine. 360 with air. Did choose to squeeze the brakes. There's the T. The tire grab clear. She does it again. Tuck no hand to air. Table, love to see it.
Put him flat.
All right, pedaling in to this massive quarter. T, that was a huge table.
A perfect execution as
Back
well.
flip, perfect.
Yes.
We're loving this, Natalia. Keep it going halfway through the run.
Keeping up that speed.
Tail whip transfer. She knows she did a perfect run before, just come off at the end. So this is what she had planned. She's doing it all again. And she knows what went wrong in the last one.
10 more seconds.
She knows what she needs to do right in this run. Pull harder, let's go. No! No! Oh my gosh!
Sliding out on that last trick. The alley-oop flare.
Natalia! It sucks because she does that all the time. She practices it so much. She even pulled off a lot nicer on that one, but I don't know, it's just hard. It's hard because if she was doing it straight quarter to quarter, so up the same ramp, landing on the same ramp, you have to pull twice as hard to stay in the ramp. But now she's doing it on a transfer and the bank's slightly back. I'll wait for the replay to talk about it too much, but tuck no hander. Over the step down, this 360 massive. I can't wait to see the only woman, the only person in the world potentially doing this, the flare. Tire
Grabs
grab.
it. Yes.
Perfect. This nice big table air transfer.
Putting it flat just like a table.
Back flip. Perfect. Landing, so you can see her pull that in. The back wheel just making it over the ramp.
Just under the coping.
Tail whip transfer. I really want to see this. Hopefully they've got a good angle on this alley-oop flare. All right, we've got a slow-mo of the foot plant. Let's get a slow-mo of this. Okay.
Time for the analysis.
Flare, and so just under-rotating the flip. So maybe she pushed into the ramp. So as I was saying before, if it was straight quarter, she'd have to pull a lot harder. But when it's further back, if she did the same thing, she would actually over-rotate and have a very bad crash. So she has to kind of pull back on the flip rotation because she's got a little bit more time. But unfortunately, couldn't pull it on either a first or second run. But still here in the finals, still did a great job for Australia.
Still a more than decent run by Natalia. But we have 4 more riders to go, starting with the current leader of the pack, Sun Subai. Chinese national champion, FISE world champion, #1 from the World Cup in Shanghai in October last year.
She's probably waving this. Sometimes there's these little bugs. I was standing on the skate park and there's these little bugs hitting me in the face. So I think that's what she's kind of doing there. Because the last thing you want before you drop in to a 60-second run is a bug in your eye. Truck driver on the spine. Bar spin, pulled it in, so nice. Tail whip air. Whoa, that was so good. That tail whip air was textbook. tucked her hand up, going really high. But this flare! Oh! I thought she was going to pull it. She slightly over-rotated. So this is what we were talking about before. So the hardest part about flaring that 12-foot quarter, I'm just calling it 12-foot. It could be less, it could be more. But you come off the ramp too far. So the hardest part's actually sticking to the ramp. And you can see that she kind of came out, landed a little low, front heavy over the handlebars. She almost got away with it, but unfortunately got a bit swirly.
Yeah, threw off her balance.
Bar spin. Table air. I'm loving to see these. I'm loving seeing these tables in these runs with these girls because that's style points in the BMX world. And that's going to be a wrap for her run today. But man, that was a huge flare. I love that she's doing. She did a huge tuck no hander over the hip and lands with so much speed straight into that boosted flare. And the higher you go, the harder it is to stick to the ramp. So that's probably what maybe happened there on her first run. Maybe she didn't go quite as high. So she tried to increase the amplitude, which is obviously something you want to do for the judges. And slightly came off the quarter pipe, which is so easy to do, especially doing a flare. 360, bar spin. I love how she pulled that in. So she was kind of under-rotating on the 360. So she pulled the bars closer to her waist, and it sped up the spin. And this flare at high, you can see, oh, wow. Just slightly over-rotating. Suicide no-hander.
She's stabilizing the bike by squeezing her knees together.
Bar spin, catch, bar spin.
I'll take the letter on that one as well. Straight bar spins. Oh, okay, she's going to stick with her first run. That's all right. She's sitting in first place with a 93.10. We've already had the other girls go, so they couldn't catch her on their first run, but
We still have 3 more contenders, starting with 6-fold world champion Hannah Roberts.
okay, so we've seen Hannah. She managed to land all her tricks, but she got a little bit swirly getting to parts of the skate park. So we can see if she cleans that up. She does have a pretty decent score. So if she can clean that up, maybe add something new,
I mean,
she can do it.
She's capable of more tricks, like the flip combinations as well.
We're going to see it here. Here we go. X up. Start things off. Backflip bar spin. Yes. Landed so smooth. Tail whip there. You can see she's already carrying so much speed this run because she landed so good on that flip bar. Whoa! That was X down to bar spin. Truck driver, she's already bettering all her tricks from her last run.
Hitting all the ramps.
Oh, okay. Halfway through. We're looking good. Tuck no hander.
Yes.
Well, tuck no hander transfer. My apologies. Here we go. Jumping. I know she wants more, but it doesn't matter.
But that is a beastly transfer.
That is the biggest transfer in the skate park.
Hitting the Nissan box.
Here we go. So she landed a little sketchy back there, but she's got plenty of speed this time. Don't worry about it. Finish it. Finish it. It's okay. Oh. Such a good job. You did great. She's not happy, but it's because, you know what makes it worse is when you start your run, the first half of her run, she was bettering everything she did. She did everything so smooth. This backflip bar spin, so smooth. Tail whip, perfect. And then she carried the speed into this next, oh, you're going to not see it, but anyway, this backflip bar spin. So you can see she landed perfect there. In the first run, she landed a little bit low, carried the speed into this tail whip air.
Landing on the pedals.
So then look, when she tucked, the last tuck she did in her first run, she didn't quite land with that much speed. We missed it on this replay, but she did I'd say a 4 to 5 foot air, X up, or X down to bar spin. She obviously wanted more on this maybe, but just to do it is huge. It's the biggest transfer in the skate park.
Itself is like, for most riders, impossible to jump.
The guys were joking. I was doing practice, right? I wanted to practice. I wanted so I could explain how big these transfers are. The guys are like, well, if you got to do that, you got to at least do this transfer. And I'm like, mate, I am not touching that thing. It is so wild. It's like head height. So off the top of the ramp, it's head height. So you're already jumping out of a ramp that's head height, and then jumping another head height above yourself.
So again, with that first run score,
77.4 on the second run. I'm kind of surprised by that because she did do a lot. She just kind of stuffed up at the end, but that's the way the cookie crumbles. We got 2 more to go.
2 more riders to stir things up.
All right, she's got the rwillymail gloves on. She did come off on this first hit of the box jump in her first run, so we don't really know what she has to offer at the end of this run. I just want to see her get through the first part, and then that's going to take all the nerves away from her. Obviously,
that's going to motivate her.
Coming off on that first run, she's going to make it. Let's see it. Turn down.
Classic trick.
Bar spin, she's got it this time. Ah, I got goosebumps.
Come
X
on,
up
Zhao.
there.
Come on.
She's pedaling in. Tabletop, hitting the 12-foot. Big turn down air.
The new talent from China.
Tail whip up the step up. Let's go. Her feet maybe weren't on the pedals right. You could see she was pedaling a bit strangely. That's all right. X up. That's okay. Pedal, pedal, pedal. So she's trying to get her speed back. She landed with the back wheel a little bit. There we go. She got plenty of speed for this box. She's going.
Yes.
A flip bar spin. Yes! Folks, she got...
Oh, no!
No!
We must have jinxed it.
Oh. Don't say we jinxed it. She just was... I could see in her run she was kind of under speed, maybe 5% under speed. With everything she was jumping, but she was able, because she has such good bike control, she was able to get her body and bike over the jumps. Like that flip bar spin, I really thought she wasn't gonna make it, but she pushed through, managed to get it this. This is what she crushed in her first run. So 360, bar spin, hands on, perfect. This is when we're freaking out. X up there.
I thought she was going to get a redemption for that first run.
Turn down air. And so
it was all looking so well.
She didn't have much speed with this flip bar. I was really worried about the back wheel. But because she pulled it in, she didn't really have her body weight down. So she was able to absorb the back wheel hitting. But then this, they're not going to show it. That's all right. She just had no speed going back for the box jump backwards. So the hardest thing is she's going from where you're meant to land and she's landing where you're meant to go up. So it's a steep ramp that you take off and a mellow ramp where you land. But she's doing it the opposite way. She just didn't quite have enough speed. And the problem is you go up the mellow ramp and you lose so much speed.
Now the podium so far is going to be Sun Sube, Miharu Uzawa, and Hannah Roberts. But Miharu still has a chance to jump to the top of the podium.
So it comes down to this. Obviously, all the other placements are set in stone, but first and second is still up in the air. It all comes down to this run here. Pedaling in. Truck driver over the step down. Bar spin, I was going to say she's over-rotating. She's still going to send it, but it's so hard to come back from your feet coming on. And I was going to say, just chill. Oh, you see this, it's like, come on, just some of the ladies, like this happens to you and it's like, okay, is it worth just sending it for the crowd or do we want to go home safe, you know? But it's hard when the FISE Montpellier crowd is here in thousands. So she wants to do some big tricks. 360 tail whip. Tail whip. She wants to show the judges what she can do. She wants to show the world what she can pull off.
Showing her bag of tricks.
It's funny because I say like, oh, just relax, but I'm the total opposite, and these girls obviously are the same as me. You just can't hold back. You're like a wound spring. So you go into these finals and you're like a compressed spring. You're ready to just explode. And when it doesn't go your way, you just want to get up and you want to finish off what you like started at the start of your run. But I think it's safe to say that the standings as they are set in stone.
Yeah.
But we're going to see here, starting off, so pulled too much. So she's got a little bit too much momentum. She tried to straighten out her body. So the straighter you are in the air, the more laid out you are, the slower your flip. So she pulled excessively hard for the flip bar, the flip bar student to bar spin, sorry, but unfortunately had a bit too much at the start and couldn't slow it down.
She is certainly the future of Japanese park riding.
The number 2 from Shanghai, the last World Cup. We're gonna have a pretty similar podium.
Her and her brother.
So Sun Sebe got first in Shanghai. Miharu Ozawa got second.
I'm just glad we got everyone walking off the course because there was some crazy moments in that women's final. It's just good to see everyone walk away from the competition. I know not everyone pulled what they wanted to, but just to get here is such an achievement in itself. And there you go. She's going to stick with that 89.84, keeping the second place. And that's going to be your podium right there.
And that wraps up the first contest of this weekend. Before we're going to the prize giving ceremony, I just want to thank all the sponsors who make this event possible, which is the region of Occitanie, which is where Montpellier is in. We want to thank Nissan, Can-Am, NRG, TSG, also the French Cycling Federation for helping out, Nicolin Group, Red Bull and Hurricane Parks. But most of all these amazing riders with only one on top, and that is Sun Sebe. So let's have a look at the full results. Sun Sebe in 1, Miharu Ozawa in 2nd. And the bronze medal for this World Cup is going to Hannah Roberts. And there's quite a gap in the scores. Like, look at the podium. So pretty much a 4.5 point difference between Hannah and Sun. And then it's another 5-point gap from Hannah to Dong.
Yeah, I feel like obviously Hannah. I feel like Hannah, she obviously just fumbled a few times around the park. She was getting all the tricks, but in between she kind of just had a few mishaps. So it's like if she didn't have those, maybe her score would have been a little bit higher. But it just comes down like you put it all out there, and if you roll the dice, and maybe you win, maybe you don't.
Anything can happen at these contests. And looking at the UCI points, so Sun Sebe is getting 1,000 points, and those are going in the overall ranking as well.
It's a lot more than 200.
It's way more than 200. Let's see, like even Paris, which in 10th spot, she's getting 470 points. So a World Cup is worth way much than the UCI C1 contest.
Alrighty.
And that wraps it up. So we'll look at the highlights of heat number 2.
To get to work and we be rocking hard. Game, set, match like a superstar. Taking over, yeah, we're taking full control. Make our own rules, we phenomenal. Blink and you might miss it, that's a touchdown. Knock it out the park, we too tough now. We ain't rolling over, but we're rolling. We ain't never stopping, but we're holding. And my game be flawless, hot like a Danis. We be playing only winners, never misses like, yeah. Super, yeah, we're supercharged. We be on another level, touching stars. Hit 'em, yeah, we hit 'em hard. Winning every day, battle scars. But my game be flawless, hot like a Danis. We be shooting them winners, never misses like. Yeah, super, yeah, we're supercharged.
Switch.
Flawless. Yeah, flawless. Okay. And my game be flawless, just like a goddess.
And that was all the action of the second heat. And that wrapped up our FISE World Cup for BMX Freestyle. Now, in October, we're going to Shanghai. Ryan, have you been to Shanghai yet?
Mate, I have been. Just a few times, though. It's an amazing place to go.
Okay, well, I would gladly invite you back in the booth for some commentating, because in October, it's going to be the next part of the FISE World Series, where we have BMX, scooter riding, inline skating, and I think even climbing this year. Now let's have a look at the teaser. Welcome to this FISE World Series. here in
One
Shanghai.
of the greatest cities in the world. The Shanghai. Let them hear you! All right, mate.
That was an action-packed contest. They fought tooth and nail, and now we see who's going to get on the podium. In third place, from the USA, Hannah Roberts.
A great way to start the season. The bronze medal here in Montpellier.
Oh, look at that.
Yeah, like
In
FISE goes all in
second
with
place, representing
prizes.
Team Japan, Miharu Ozawa.
– 16 years old.
I know. That means there's plenty of time to grow our book of tricks.
And your champion here in the park course, representing Team China, Sun Tzu.
Back-to-back winner of World Cups, Sun Tzu.
Plus fort que ça, Montpellier, on vous entend pas!
I mean, she is on a roll.
Insane. Just putting it together when it counts, you know? That's all it comes down to, and she smashed it. Look at that. Oh, he's gonna hold it. It's nice, Hannah.
Montpellier, give it up one more time for your three finalists.
Well done to all the girls. Throwing down for girl BMX. Let's go. 50% of the population. Come on, get on the BMX bike. We need more girls riding out there.
C'était une magnifique finale. Vous avez assuré le public de Montpellier pour vous-même. Applaudissez-vous, faites-vous du bruit.
What a
Vous
shot.
êtes le meilleur
Another
public
round
de
of
France, on le
applause
sait voir
for
du
the crowd of
monde.
Montpellier. And there's more action going on full on this park. I think in
Sun Tzu,
a bit under an hour,
how
we're going to
does
have the
this
finals for the
feel?
BMX men. Let's listen to Sun Tzu.
I like very much.
Yeah.
It's good competition. Thank you everyone.
Make some noise for Sun Tzu.
Let's have another look at that winning run, the first run that she did in that second heat.
That was good English. Impressed with that.
Allez, on perd pas de temps.
So tuck the hand out. You're going to see
Les mecs sont venus loin
that
du
huge
nord.
flare.
Parfaitement maîtrisé, gros sauteur. S'enchaîne avec une backflip à l'envers. Le backflip.
You can see she just carries the speed, this transfer bar spin, landing perfectly. Only halfway through the run.
On part dans l'autre sens. Wouah, sous side no-under. Parti sur la gauche. 20 seconds.
So won it all with her first run. That huge flare played a huge part in that in the score, I'm sure.
I mean, the devil is in the details.
That 360 transfer too. No one else doing that 360. Suicide no-hander. That's a wrap.
And what a contest that was. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to thank you for watching this first event of this FISE weekend, the World Cup in the women's finals. Next up will be the finals of the men. That's going to be the next broadcast. I want to thank you for watching, and I want to thank you, Ryan, for being here and giving your expertise.
I know, right? It's crazy, and it's just going to get even crazier. We also have the spine ramp. We got best trick contest. I'm going to try stay out of the river, I think, this time tomorrow. But yeah, I'm excited for the boys to throw down, but stoked for the girls too, like just to represent female BMX. I think we need more girls on BMXs. It's such a huge part of my life, and it's brought so much amazing things to my life, and it brings so much to the girls riding out there.
So if you're a girl watching this, or like maybe even an older woman watching this, go to the skate park, go to the bike shop, get yourself a bike, and most of all, have fun. My name was Aegon, this was Ryan. Thank you for watching. See you next time.